for Pete is coming up on September 17th. It's a safety and awareness bike ride. The local cycling community will come together, and Metro Sergeant Jerry McDonald and also Tony Gebbia are here in the studio to talk about this. Welcome, fellas.
Well, thank you, Dana. Thanks for having us.
Let's first talk about Pete. Why don't you explain to me a little bit about Pete? Obviously, he passed away, but this is in honor of him and for awareness.
This is, Pete was a good friend of ours, raced on the Allegiant cycling team with Tony, and he died unexpectedly in an accident back in June of 2013.
Wow, it's been that long.
And right after his passing, we decided to put together this ride to not just commemorate Pete, but to educate people on Nevada's 3-foot law and how they should deal with cyclists on the roadways.
Yeah, we have a picture of Pete up right now. And you were saying, I believe I've talked to you about this before this event, and you were saying he was a very safe rider. So this almost proves that when you're out there riding, it can happen to anyone, right?
Yeah, the thing that was interesting about Pete is he was a fantastic athlete, a really competitive, skilled rider. And even with that skill set, he still went out of his way to take the safest possible route and to always look out for himself, not just rely on the drivers doing the right thing, but also make good choices himself. So hugely ironic that he had this terrible accident.
Yeah. And obviously people, I know here we encourage, people to cycle a little bit more, obviously for recreational, and sometimes people go cycle in Las Vegas. Like, yeah, we have a great community for that. And on the outskirts, you guys actually all come together for a cycling event that is going to include not just a few people, but a whole bunch of people, right? That you're looking for the community to take part.
That's correct. When we set this up 3 years ago, well, this is our 4th year, we expected maybe 100 riders, and we ended up getting about 300.
Wow. And
it's gotten bigger every year. So. And now we shut down the Las Vegas Boulevard, so it's a safe avenue that everybody can ride, and it's just it's becoming a big event.
Yeah,
we love it.
We got the pictures up there. You can see all the people there. Oh, it's amazing, and it's great that they actually shut down the boulevard for you to do that. It doesn't happen often, does it?
It doesn't, especially on that stretch. But Metro comes out and they help us out with some officers, and we're able to make it safe for everybody.
So, what can people do to take part in this?
Just go to the website, www.3feetforpete.org. There's a register tab on the site, and they can sign up. It only costs $20, and you come out and they get a T-shirt, and it's just a good time for a couple hours to ride on an unencumbered stretch of roadway.
Right.
And that's how people can sign up.
And before we go, any tips for cyclers out there? People can't come to this event or whatever. I mean, how can people keep themselves safe? What do they need to do if they're going to go out and enjoy cycling?
Well, first of all, have safe equipment, wear a helmet all the time, make sure you're visible on the roadways. Las Vegas is a town that should be safe for cycling. We have beautiful roads here. They're large, very wide, lots of great cycling routes. People need to make really good choices, and that's one of the things we're about. We want drivers to be aware. We want them to understand the laws and respect cyclists, but we also want cyclists to be smart about where they're riding. Sometimes there's accidents that are horrible accidents, and it's a rider's in a place they probably should never have been, and maybe there was a safer route that would have got them to the same place. So we're trying to raise awareness on both sides of it.
Okay.
So it's very much what we're about, is just making good choices, riding smart.
Definitely. All right. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
3 Feet for Pete, Saturday. It's September 17th at 7 a.m. and it's at Camping World is where it starts, right on Las Vegas Boulevard South.
That's correct.
All right. Stay with us.